for you say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah. Me I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh. Me I can feel them. When they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah. Some they link they not. Some lay down a guns at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, them gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't before him time. Say not a kush. So we they use the old age man young. Say not a kush. The youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry we say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say, is it all?
Fumble them on a good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, any side or side on a happen for fun on a safe around the world. I hope so on they do well. So before anybody can ask me question, me can always like for pull me own secret na do. Because I know for say right now, so man go look me face na the screen, depending on whatever screen and they watch me from and say, ah, Matilda, your face look bruised. What's going on? Are you okay? You man beat you? No, me man no beat me. Oh, me man no ever touch me. Me man no ever knock me. Okay. So as a woman, I take care of my body consistently. So I just finished taking care of my body, and sometimes, depending on what thing you get done, you might have a bit of bruises that last for a couple of days just to take care of stuff. You know, as you age, you need to make sure so you take more care of your body so you can age gracefully. And so when stuff are well taken care of, my face will get back to the nice and beautiful face that you all love. Okay, so make we put that there aside. I don't want to make anybody begin cast suspicion or aspersion as to what happened to me face. I know how we can talk. Yeah, so another thing where I want to say excuse for right off the bat is that I am still under the weather. I've had a cold now. I think not 2 weeks now it go so. I'm hoping I'm at the tail end of it. Maybe, yeah, at the tail, but I still the cough, yeah. So if I see at the cough in between where they talk, you understand why. Yeah. Now, a lot of things then don't happen. Now the Republic, inside the Republic. The first one I want to begin with, we obviously not the now we topic, but now something where we all need for talk about. Now the fact say inside this week we read and we see how the people that we then call moral guarantors them. So the one that we been sit down for talk the talk inside the tripartite, then call them the moral international moral guarantors them. Some usage of words them and something then they make you question, you question the rationale, you question the positioning and how we self the position we self in front of people them. It no means say if there are no situations where you do not need facilitators, You don't need negotiators like mediators for negotiate, right? Matter of fact, me we Sidon Ayaso, I am a trained facilitator and a trained mediator. Means say I get the know-how, the skill for go into very difficult situations them. And by the way, una see, this week una see, right? The green and the blue, you know what's up, you know what that means. This is my way of recognizing the green, white, and blue. The green, white, and blue women know for say the struggle right now, right? The green, white, and blue one know for say Usai is supposed for day, not today, it day. But we continue for hope and believe say one day, hopefully in our lifetime. Because you see, our grandparents believe it would be in their lifetime to see certain things. Some of them were fortunate to see some of those things actualize. Others were not so fortunate. Some of them, we young parents them, believed in something. They held on to something. And now, more and more, we dey hear it and they say, it no go happen na we own lifetime. They not believe say go happen na their own lifetime. But then they trust God say, inside we own lifetime, meaning them picking them, we now adults now, right? Inside we own lifetime, some of them think that they go happen. You know, for Sierra Leone, I don't want to make it be a situation where when the Bible says the most beautiful are not yet born, right? We have not yet seen them. You know, they are like angels, even the sight of angels. You know, they are much more, you know, I no believe saying at that salon day, it is at that time that we will get that Sierra Leone that we are all hoping, dreaming, and aspiring to wait. I want to strongly believe, say, in our lifetime, in my generation, especially this particular generation, yes, there are those who have allowed themselves to drink the dirty water. It is clear. Okay? Make we admit that it is clear, but there are many who have vowed and where they do whatever it takes for make sure say they not drink that dirty water there, and make sure say that salon way sometimes with mama and with papa then feel say they not go able see and experience. We see them and we experience them. So Sierra Leone at 65, today is not the day for me to have that conversation. We get next week, not so. Next week we will have that conversation, and una way they listen to me and they watch me always, I go beg una do ya next week make the phone line no silent at all, because I go really want for make una self can tell me when you were a child growing up in Sierra Leone or in and out of Sierra Leone, a country at 65, waiting una been feel say Sierra Leone been for town like by now, and waiting una the hope say even with everything right now, Sierra Leone king town like, right? Make a left down there. So I go back to this thing of moral guarantors. So the international moral guarantors, them in there, and then talk to all are sundry, but the actual guarantors of the state, right? Then talk to the opposition, then talk to civil society, then talk to, I believe, religious leaders and what have you, then talk to the governing body, then talk to, I believe, the parliamentarians, then meet with people, then meet with different groups of people then, yeah, including the president. But in all of this, it boiled down to one thing: the people. The people. Yes, all of these people that they spoke with form part of the nation, the sovereignty. However, when you want to talk about moral guarantors, these people are not the one that vote, right, the governing structure in. We, the Sierra Leoneans, are the ones where they take with them, go team up in a line and decide who that we want for all we. So at the end of the day, when you talk about moral guarantors, who really are the moral guarantors of Sierra Leone? It is us, the people, right? Us, the people, with the politician, then they come to and can campaign to and say, "Uno vote me, way uno vote me. I go do this, that, and that one day." So in this conversation, where do we future in? In this debate, in this draw, where do the actual moral guarantors, and when I say the actual moral guarantors, the Sierra Leonean that does not give an ish about who that they fet and waiting in they fet for. What they care about is that them begin and go school, then get roof over their head, they're able to afford 3 square meal a day, then they're a sanitary place. If they're sick, they're able to afford health care, then get good doctors then we go treat them. Then they drive na good roads then, and their environment is healthy. That's then get light for function, the basics. Now then the moral guarantors of Sierra Leone them. That is what they care about. Very simple and basic. Right? So them people, them mediator, them brokers they are so, because they are actual brokers. Them brokers they are so where they come inside. Yes, through the then career or exposure or whatever, yes, they bring a thing or two come inside. But you see, to actually listen to all sides and not listen to the sides, keyword, I said the side, right? To actually listen to all sides and not listen to the side, I think is a big omission. Because even the civil society then go tell you according to waiting them think, waiting them feel, or who side them feel. But the person will not care for know about that. Now the average Sierra Leonean way, the basic things that I have listed, that's what they care for. Those are the ones that will look you straight in the eye and tell you, say, this is what's up. To my knowledge, they have come, they've heard, they are going, and they will come again. We not actually know waiting at the outcome of them parade, because that's what I will call it, them parade in a salon. We are waiting to hear how efficient or effective, or what resolve or result their outcome will bring about. But again, I say, who are actually the moral guarantors of Sierra Leone? When we use words, then we get to be very careful as to how we use them, to whom we ascribe words, to whom we give our powers through. Alefanso. Now, the other thing I want to talk about before we sit down inside the talk proper. Now, about something will happen, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, or was it last weekend, a couple of weeks ago, but anyways, where the church, a church, lavish praise on because this one, and they say the church choir. No, it's not about the church choir. It's about the church, okay? From the vicar of the church taken down to the secretary, to the one where they told the bellow, if then they told the bellow, they are all implicated in this, okay? Make me watch that video there. And then the outrage that followed, we go see waiting ensue from the church side. So waiting common ado from the church side. And then I go rub Motsman and small. Make we watch. Okay, so then I've been saying David Senge, the term they come for salon, something along the line, right? And you can see the church choir, then they dance, church choir member, then they dance lustfully. And David Senge at some point was invited to the front, standing by the choir director or somebody where visibly appear for be the choir director. You know, they hail him, they serenade him. This is not inside church. Okay, so David Senge, the change maker na salon. David Senge, the change maker na salon, was Nadandin have been the line of the sing. So obviously with this video ya so comot na do, it's there an outrage, and rightly so, because politics and the church are two separate things, and the two, they also can't be paddy. They cannot be friends, because one is reverence to the Almighty and the other is bowing down to power, to a power, right? Reverence to the Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, right? Omnipotent, omnipresent, and the other is an hegemony, power, right? Man-made. So following this outrageous, the church writes an apology. Make we read the church in apology, then I will come back and then we analyze this proper. Okay? This na the church, within the church writes 15th April 2026, the Catholic Bishop Kenema Diocese. So this happened at Kenema. Subject, disclaimer and letter of apology. It goes on to say, Your Lordship, we the choristers of St. Paul's Paul Cathedral, Kenema, write with deep humility and sincere, I believe they say remorse, to offer our unreserved apology to you, the clergy, and the entire led faithfully of this diocese. We regret our recent musical rendition during Holy Mass. Now keep down there, this now being Holy Mass, where sacrament is being given. And if I understand properly, I think say David Senge is they practice Catholicism, so he should have known better because he has gone through catechism, knows what to do and what not to do. But you see, sometimes when we there inside power, we can forget about we humble beginnings and backgrounds and teachings them, and we can allow covetousness for take over. They go on to say, Mass which was received with concern and disappointment, though done with goodwill, we acknowledge that the piece directed in favor of a visiting state minister was inappropriate for the sacred context of the liturgy and has been interpreted as an endorsement or campaign expression. My dear, it is not an interpretation, it is what it is. Own up to what you have done. This is contrary to the solemnity and the neutrality of the Holy Mass. Absolutely. We state clearly, it was never our intention to bridge the church, to bring the church into disrepute or embarrass our authorities. Well, you've already done so. The action was spontaneous. No, it was not spontaneous because this was a very well rehearsed piece. So not say it was spontaneous. Following an occasional practice of offering musical appreciation to dignitaries who make goodwill gestures to the church, and on this occasion, our overexcitement clouded our judgment. No, your overexcitement did not cloud your judgment, because you developed a song, you rehearsed it, and you sang it over and over and over and over and again. Wetin happen to tell God thank you? Tell Papa God thank you. Wetin happen to is the Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our God. You are worthy to be praised. Wetin happen to holy, holy thou art risen? Here is an empty tomb to see. Wetin happen to them song dem dey? Wetin happen to victorious, victorious he is risen? So not to sing them be miss una. Sing them not being lost by una. And you wanted to poke your nose where you know you should not have poked your nose. Period. Make we continue for it. Our local the clergy and lay leaders were neither informed of our involvement in the decision. Responsibility rests solely on us, the choristers, and we accept all reproach with contrite heart. I find that hard to believe. I think right now una dey try for save face and pull the father in him comot inside, and una board members the name comot inside. Yeah. We beg our fatherly and we beg for your fatherly and pastoral mercy for this lapse. Born not of defiance, but of human weakness and misplaced enthusiasm. We remain your obedient sons and daughters, committed to the sanctity and unity and dignity of the Holy Mother Church. Our firm commitment going forward. The incident will not reoccur. We shall adhere strictly to what's that word there? Something guidelines. I think liturgical guidance in all musical instruments. We will maintain full coordination with the bishop, clergy, and relevant church authorities before any special rendition. We pray that our sincere apology find a place in your heart. May peace, unity, love continue to reign in our church community. In a see wetin make some of we can say, do not allow politicians wey dem go na church for give them mic for talk. Do not allow politicians them wey dem go na mosque for give them mic for talk. In any religious space, no allow politician them wey dem go sit down there. You give them podium, you give them stage for talk. But you see, in our society right now, small change don't corrupt we. You see, it's enthusiasm because of donation. Really? Is that what the church has been subjected to now? Small change na don't corrupt una, so una forget saying a holy mass, and holy mass get rules. It gets the messal. The messal they tell you how the mass for begin and how the mass for end. Now, the one thing about Catholicism that is so beautiful that nobody, no they ever mess with is the fact that no matter who say you then at the world, no matter where you go na the world, no matter in which language that mass they go on, the same way the mass they go on inside Canada na the same way the mass they go on back na America, na the same way the mass they go on back na Lithuania, na the same way the mass they go back na Azerbaijan, na the same way the mass they go on back na Cotonou. Same way. The only difference is that the Catholic Church allow for bring cultural how you call them, then take into account cultural context, meaning that obviously people then go sing them local song them, right? Like some places them you go there at the mass, then they play fanfare like the gumbe, the guitar, then they play different musical instruments then for sing, right? For sing songs them, because it is within the cultural context of the country. But the prescription of the mass does not change. It no matter if I left here so today Canada, I go England, I go France, I go any side, you do not get lost in the mass. Whether you they speak the language or you know they speak the language, so long as you know practice in Catholic, you don't go Catholic. Me when not to a practice in Catholic, where it just be for saying a Catholic school I go. No matter where I travel in the world, I enter a Catholic church, I am able to follow the mass from beginning to end. Whether I understand waiting and they say or not understand waiting and they say, because it is very prescribed. The mass are not the same all over the world, nothing no they change. So what are you people saying that you got so excited that you forget say you did a holy mass, and then you did because or you did manjalaji, right? You know the manjalaji because of small change. When I don't bring disrepute to the churchy name. But also these politicians, be forewarned. Una not take God in host make play. Una not take, una left for the use. Yes, we are humans and we can be very greedy, and greed na lead to this. How na lead to this? Oju kokoro jifanji na lead to this. How got na lead to this. Because if you are satisfied and you know the place you are in and you know your place, it no matter who that can sit down front on a church, it no matter who that enter on a mass, as far as una concerned, that person they just come for come praise God and that's it. Top you can do is acknowledge the person that, oh, today in our midst we have the chief minister. You are welcome. You know, to observe mass with us. You know, they give a mic safe. Some people were saying, oh, we not blame the chief minister. Some people came and said, we not blame the chief minister. He was put in a very difficult spot. No, he was not put in a very difficult spot. Example, I am a federal employee. Sometimes I go out, I give keynote addresses. I do big presentation to big crowds in big organizations, big massive events. And sometimes when you're not a member of the panel present you with a present. Right, where often I can find myself, or maybe now you they give a keynote address to that event day, where often I can also find myself. I know my job, I know the oath way I take. Most of the time, their organization and they can put packages together. Very enticing packages then together. Where you don't done the event, you don't done everything, then they can present them to you. Or sometimes they have these big dinners and stuff. Where sometimes they go present award to people then. Which sometimes I find myself in. And because I am there, I represent a particular ministry or whatever, they see me as, the big alejo, quote unquote. And their way of saying thank you for coming, now for give you something, give you a gift. But me no say accepting that gift is in contravention with my work. Because it is seen as bribery. It can be easily misinterpreted as next time, or if you do something, I go favor you. Or I go back you up. Or if you want something, or if you bid for a contract because you know for saying na me you think say you will be favored because now when you been get that you business where you invite me institution or me organization or me ministry and na me go talk, you feel to say then they don't make now you can curry favor. So now see what I mean. So when put in those positions, I will politely say, thank you very much, but no thank you. You know what I can tell them, say? I can say, can this gift be donated to a charitable organization? Can this gift be donated to a charitable organization under so and so ministry? So you see, the gift is not coming to Matilda as the representation of that ministry. The gift is going towards a charitable venture under the ministry that I represented. So it was very easy for Senge at that moment, knowing the in status in society. Listen, that man is no fool. He's a very smart man. He's a brilliant man. So make we not make excuse. He knew his position at that moment. He knew what was going on. He knew what this would mean to his political ambition. At that very moment inside church, he not been for don't team up safe. Usai sidon and they even for don't sidon and keep neutrality. He not be because by standing up, not only stood up, he took several footsteps for go next to the choir master. It simply means acknowledgement. It simply means consent. So he consented to what was being done. So make nobody not absorb him before it happened. He knew what happened was wrong. The church knew what happened was wrong. Even them choir member, then the way they dance la la le 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 le, they knew what they were doing was against the standard, the code of ethics of the church. They knew it. But we don't water ourselves down so cheaply and so cheap that anything goes. We know they make distinction anymore between society and the church, right? Between what is normal and what is spiritual. Between what is sacred and what is acceptable. No, they make them distinctions then they. And that is what has brought on to this. And as we then enter into the political calendar more and more, unless the church as a whole, this now no get nothing to do with the Catholic Church, the Catholic Diocese na Kenema, but unless the church as a whole stand up and take a stand and know them place in a society and know for say there was a Judas at one point, and Jesus been say the one way go betray me, he dey pa una. There was a Peter at one point, and Jesus look at Yahya and say, before the morning, before the cock crow you go don't deny me 3 times. One child in close and cry like pikin and repent. The other one, not able to be away till he do, he go hang himself and kill himself. The church has to know its worth, its place. And the church don't encourage a lot of issues they happen at the church. And now that make politicians, they know they take even the church serious anymore. They know they take the head of the church then serious anymore. Because they know that many of you have succumbed to brown envelopes. Many of you have succumbed to so-called donation to the church, gifts to the church. And you very well know that those envelopes are not gifts to the church. They are buying your conscience. They are buying your thoughts. They are buying your speeches. They are buying seats. They are buying pews. They are buying time. They are buying your microphones. Una know that. Now, very few people them way call to the ministry inside salon, and trust me, I know a few of them, where they don't attempt for give brown envelope, even when they are not present in the midst of where they call them, and say, no, I no go mix. And when they send donation go na them church, then they tell them, say, take and go give them back, I am not interested. Because they know they're left from the right. Oh, trust me, you will be surprised to know that there are some still in Sierra Leone that maintain those rules. Because they know the God will call them. They know what they have been called to. And for no reason whatsoever, like they can say, not to you go make a miss heaven. So not to the foolishness of politicians then go make them miss heaven. They know that. And they have not succumbed. They know they mix. They know they mince the words them. And yes, they have called them names. But at least they stood up for them calling, then stood up for waiting and believing. They can advise. They can, guide. That's what the clergy is there. They can advise, they can guide. But at no point in time they should become your friend. No, the church is not a friend of the politician. And the politician should not be a friend of the church. The politician should be subject to the church and the principle of the church. So no, not excuse waiting I do. Because if it was I, Matilda, knowing what I know, knowing my principle, knowing what is going on there, and what that signifies, I don't go grab. You go sing, sing go down na you mouth, na yourself now go left for sing. You will sing yourself to embarrassment. And then that would be a lesson for the next person for say, don't, inside church there are rules, there are principles, there are sacred rules you cannot breach. Period. So now then me get for say for this one. Now, I know wetin make una all sit down here, so we say, okay, Matilda, don't talk this one. So Matilda, when we dey come to Zainab, we are now at Zainab. Halle. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We are now at Zainab. So, make I warn una now. The reason we make us say make I warn una now is that maybe what you are expecting is for Matilda to be outraged. Don't do me outraging, I don't do me whatever. Maybe what you are expecting is for Matilda to be harsh, to be brash, to be very vexed, to call for blood or whatever I don't know, just they say. But today, waiting me come for do is I want to put certain facts then together, ask certain questions them, and then hopefully the powers that be go listen to waiting some of we get for see in asking them questions there, in seeking clarifications, and maybe that would lead us to build a bridge together, right? Because at 65, we suppose for them build a bridge when that bridge they we for the worker on top. But we still the 64. Before we reach 65, I only know of two genders, male and female. And Sierra Leone is made up of those genders, male and female. Let us see if we can build that bridge at 65. Than the Nainami intent today. So I'll take you through a journey. The journey where they can take una through, una bear with me and see if after we don't engage done, it will bring about something. Now, I am not telling you not to take your own journey. I am saying for me, Matilda, at this point, now this journey so I decide for take. Make we begin the journey. We get few videos then where we get for watch. And after every video, I go say something. We watch another one, I say something. Because remember now a journey I dey take una through. And at the end of the day we go close. And who side we close and waiting we close with? Hopefully, as we enter the 65th, we can build that bridge together as one. Make we begin.
Political party will go listen we and elect a woman as a presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate. I want to campaign for that party. Woman them of Sierra Leone, especially woman them in politics. What you una don't wait for? You need for Terry Lapa. If you want fight for your country, you want stand up for your country, you don't need permission. We need for step up for the people them of Sierra Leone and give them the change where they want. We need for help demand them for achieve this goal to make Sierra Leone a better place. Woman them Patricia Lavali, Fatima Tasawane, Diana Konomani, Yvonne Kisoya, Dr. Yakama Jones, Femi Claudius Cole, Memuna Tuprat, Nasu Fofana, Bernadette Lahai, Madina Rahman, Ajara Mari, Manti Tarawali, Naomi Tunis, Sylvia Blyden, Marcella Samba, Valnora Edwin, Lara Taylor Pierce. If them still thinks they're not fit for the job, we get 2 million more women than past man than a salon. May them choose from one of them. Pick one, choose one, or bring us one.
So this now how the with duty movement was birthed. As soon as know, Zainab Sheriff, she's layered. She's like an onion, she's layered. You get for peel the onions, and as you dey peel the onions, you discover different layers to them, right? Few years back, the Zainab Sheriff way Sierra Leone, many Sierra Leoneans them be know about. Now a Zainab Sheriff way presenting himself, and rightfully so because she was, as a model, and then as an entrepreneur, daughter of the soil, and then as an entertainer, a musician, as a businesswoman, you know, as a reality show, you know, creator. So we get to see different facets of Zainab Sheriff. But in that Zainab Sheriff we wanna see, something has never been lost. And that is that little girl that suffered enormously from the civil war we happened in Sierra Leone. A story she has never been shy to tell. A story we don't be in driver for make sure say war victims are remembered. That the story of the war never ceases to be told. That the acknowledgement of waiting happen continue for their presence always. It is something she had fought for openly, continuously, and consistently fight with. Now, me, Matilda, where they talk so, I have never met Zainab Sheriff. So I just want to put that day out. A lot of the people in working talk for or talk about, I have never met in my life. Don't even have their contact. Maybe know about them through their work. Here and there, and that's it. So let it not be said that now because I sabi am or get a personal relationship with him, now that make. No, I am a woman. I am an activist. I have been an advocate and an activist since I not even able to sabi spell my name. Many of una we grew up with me, we sabi me, una all know that already. So this is nothing new. But the Zainab Sheriff way una been done sabi all these years took a step back and say, if the way I dey go, if I want to really deepen, hammering, and really strengthen, and really make people then take me serious, and not take me just as that one where they do music, where they show him body, where they model, where they this, where they that, because it is very easy. Yeah, make I tell you this. People the way they model, I think I've shown my picture here before, or I've said it here before. When I was younger, I also used to model. And so, when you did that space there, people don't take you seriously at all. They feel to say you upstairs not full. That you are not educated, you not get waiting in call. Right? So for me, when I was modeling, it was very important that I never left school. I did my modeling side by side with my school. Right? So that way when you feel to say na one kind doko no na the fine no more na ya fine and not get nothing upstairs, we are open me mouth and begin engage you, then you realize say not to coconuted you they talk to, that you have to come straight and you have to come correct with your eyes and your eyes dotted and your T's crossed before you even approach me. Like so, Zainab Sheriff look ping, he say, listen, he say, I need for empower myself. So therefore, do you know what she did? She went to adult education. Naya so Ekami talk amo. He say I hire a pay teacher them for teach me how to read properly, how to understand the English language properly, how to speak properly, how to understanding them properly. So she reinvested in herself educationally. And so in the last few months, the Zainab Sheriff will re-emerge. Not to that Zainab Sheriff where people them been sabi. It was a different tone. It was a different posture. It was a different articulation. Yes, she's still learning, but you can tell that that girl or that lady that you used to see in these spaces has definitely transformed into a different woman. And so some people, they're not able bring together the two. Because what they were saying was completely parallel to what they used to know. And so, even though Zainab Sheriff, as you knew her, in her space has it don't advance. It don't go before. People though, some people though, still put another space of Zainab Sheriff that they used to know. Zainab Sheriff, the model, the entertainer, the singer, or what have you, the content creator that they used to know. They not bring themselves up to speed to the Zainab Sheriff who've taken time out to empower herself, to understand the political landscape, to understand the game she's about to, and the space, the ecosystem where anyone enter into. And so, many people continue for take them as a joke. Whereas, those who have recognized the work she has done on herself and the space she is in at the moment gravitate towards them and gravitate towards the message. But this was the video. This was the message that birthed it and that started it all. Una make we continue.
Want to first lady. Don't even go there. We don't want her. We don't want her. We don't want Sylvia Bliding.
Please take photo.
As I stand for this fete, may I just tell the two women they don't want. Fatima Bio and Sylvia Bliding. Pepe rape we don't want. Any other woman we come out, waiting up for women and waiting up for we picking them, for we protection, for we country, we go know because action speaks louder than words. Not a way to say now, wait till you do. When we see that woman, they will recognize her and we go dance for her, we go lose tapa for her, we go do all thing for her.
I And so it started. So remember, I don't tell you say there are two sets of people. I tell you say the one that we see Zainab in message and recognize where she is at the moment and gravitate towards them and say, this is what we've been looking for, this is what we need. Remember, you're not saying they run, she's just creating a movement, a space that says it is time for a woman to take on leadership. It is time for a woman to rule. He named several name them where he feels say competent. Based on that video the way he make, the interview follows, where she now articulated, said openly, two people them. He say Sylvia Blyden and Fatima. For him, remember, she's giving a personal opinion where he entitled to. Just like how Sylvia Blyden can come and also give you a personal opinion where he's entitled to. Right? And she does it all the time. Just like Fatima Biosef can come and give you a personal opinion that she's entitled to. But in this case, for simply calling two alleged them or two people that we feel say they're not alleged them, she made, this was the beginning, the second phase of making herself a public enemy to some people. So now, the fight don't left the national space, it don't come to the individual space, right? There are those within the individual space we go take the fight openly. That day, now we call overtly. And you know and you can point to it. But there are those within the individual space that will stay silent and covertly fight this fight because they don't need to overtly fight the fight because they have those within the ecosystem that will overtly fight the fight for them. Let us keep going. And so, two things now don't happen, right? Zainab Sheriff don't speak in mind about competency, who she finds competent, and who she will put her voice and her movements behind. And then the fights don't go from the national to the individual. Now we get an overt and a covert fight happening. And then we get a situation where this woman, remember, since she was haywire, don't continuously speak about Incitement from the war. Don't continuously advocate about Remembrance Day, recognition of the war, blah, 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 blah. And so finally, the President of the Republic decided, 24 years on, let us do a national remembrance and reconciliation and peace, Who was at the unveiling of that unity, that remembrance, because that's on Twitter. Absolutely, Zainab Sheriff was there. Seated next to whom? This position is very important too as we dey go and as we dey make we case. Seated next to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Alpha Cisse. So this will be the same Alpha Cisse whose office, remember, 1 month earlier they were seated together, commemorating in peace, acknowledging our work, right? Celebrating in unity and saying this is how far we've come, never again. Thank you very much for all the work you've done for us. Now, you know, the president's not make it possible with all the asso. But 1 month later, or thereabout, this will be the same person that she's seated next to, whose office and under whose authority Zainab Sheriff, whatever happened at that mammoth convention where Zainab Sheriff say waiting is say, right? And I will come to interpretation later because people are interpreting. Myself will come to mere interpretation. We see this from that person in office. Sierra Leone police. Wanted, wanted, wanted. So to the Sierra Leone police and the Attorney General, I get few questions then from now. I want to read the warrants, you know. I want to read waiting Didi. It's important. It say wanted, 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 right? It say the name Zainab Sheriff. In address, it say Freetown. Now, I am hard pressed for ask. They not sabi Zainab Sheriff in address because Freetown is big. Freetown na a city. It's not a particular place. The other thing, they say offense. Waiting on offense, they say threatening language, incitement, and other related offenses. In occupation, they say na modelist. I don't know what modelist mean. For those of you who know, I know what an occupation a model is. I don't know what modelist mean. Please, I go need una for help me because we are all learning together. It say nationality Sierra Leonean. It say complexion dark. For all indication and purposes, I've never seen Zainab Sheriff to be a dark person because dark is a particular shade. But not so then say. Age, they say na adult. For crying out loud. Zainab Sheriff na one person we not ever hide the age or when he born or year of birth. So it's not like you even have to question her to know when she is born. So there are some few information here where me they say did the police do their due diligence before they even publish this warrant here soon. And then they say suspect Zainab Sheriff has been declared wanted by the Sierra Leone police for an alleged case of threatening language, incitement, and other related offenses. If seen, please contact CID headquarters, Freetown, the nearby I think Eastern Police Station, or call any of the following numbers. Then provide everything. Then say a handsome reward will be offered to anyone who provides useful information leading to the arrest of the suspect. I find this very troubling. You know what I find that troubling? Zainab Sheriff in us not a place where no known to people them around. And so therefore, I'm asking the question, did the police make several attempts for Savam before they issue this warrant of arrest? Because they don't put that detail there. Now, yeah, so at least we gonna say the police don't make several attempts for serve the person before now, because she's not a fugitive. Fugitive now they put them kind information there so for. But as far as we know at no point Zainab Sheriff left in residence, in place of dwelling. And at no point did she leave Freetown or even Sierra Leone for that matter. So waiting for make the police put out such warrants where we don't know how many attempts they don't make for Savam na in different addresses them within Sierra Leone. That was never made clear to us. Because before you go declare somebody a fugitive, when in this way also look like, now somebody where they on the run, where they in the hiding. But this was not the case. This was a daughter of the soil. We una know how for reach him. And the second part to this way I find a bit troubling. Now the justification where the Minister of Justice and Attorney General give, because we need for land on me famble them. We need for land. The reason why they ask them questions, if anybody gets the answer, please provide it for us. Because we need to learn how the system, how the law in Sierra Leone operates outside of the law that we have read and understood. How it is interpreted and how it is actioned. The Minister of Justice and Attorney General, during an interview this week, na Truth Media, when Lamgana asked and say, why was Zainab not granted bail? Because she's not a flight risk. Zainab, you get a bail, you no go no side. Why was she not granted bail? He give an example. And the example where he give, to me troubling. He say when the police invite Zainab no come. Zainab no show up. And that when them pull warrant of arrest, Zainab still no show up and no can give himself. He give the example of Natasha Beckley. He said when them pull warrant of arrest for Natasha Beckley, he said Natasha Beckley contacts the police immediately and say, "In go show up with in lawyer." He said na the difference we make. Natasha Beckley was granted bail after they don't interview him and whatever and left her make it go about in business. And that Zainab Sheriff was not granted bail because Zainab Sheriff them in get for go arrest her. He says so. it is left with the judge and the discretion of the judge for see if Zainab Sheriff was at flight risk. And according to your interpretation, no, is say because Zainab Sheriff no show, no give himself up. So, sir, just so we go land, sir. I know they challenge your interpretation, no. I know they challenge your interpretation. The law say 72 hours you for release the person. And if the person not to flight risk, you for release the person. We know for say, as Zainab Sheriff, that entire term day. As far as me know, the law not say because police invite you, you have to answer. It is not written in the law anywhere that because you have been invited by the police, you are obligated to show up. Because the way they interpret this one so right now, it is as though you are saying or you are inferring that according to the law of Sierra Leone, if police invite you, it is a must. It is an obligation for make you show up. So, una need for can tell we how una they interpret this lawyer so. And before una declared Zainab Sheriff wanted, how many times did you attempt to serve her? Where did you attempt to serve her? The other question is, knowing that she is not a flight, because when una declare I'm wanted, she decided not to show up, where they within in rights for show up or not for show up, or for send a legal representation and say, go listen to waiting then they accuse me of. Remember, the citizen feel say, no do nothing for make una get a warrant of arrest. Una say, so long as una don't declare I'm wanted, na be in duty for show up and can answer to waiting una declare I'm wanted for. But before you declare a person wanted, you know for don't serve am first. You know for don't tell am, you know for don't formally don't make attempt first for serve am. And also, when you declare wanted, you put on a social media. At any point, did you make attempts to contact her? Or now, what if she's not on social media? I'm not justifying her because we all know say there's social media, but what if she's not on social media? Is social media now a formal way of serving people? Because you did it in the case of Natasha Beckley, we see now you don't do it in the case of Zainab Sheriff and few others where we don't see. Una also need for come and make am clear saying, una they use the medium here so for formal litigation. Because the public not sure how una they go about, dispensing or exercising the rule of law anymore. And I, as the defendant, waiting the law saying I'm right according to the rule book. Una not say. Because just because you get the law and the application of the law no mean for say he left the other person vulnerable or defenseless as to the law also. So this now one thing where I think moving forward on an institution go get for calm and tell the world, and when I say the world, I am saying Sierra Leoneans within and outside, how una they apply the rules there. So, because this was very confusing, and one could easily see why, within the limits of the law as a citizen, she chose not to present herself. It is allowed. It is not a must. But now una they make an like say na a must, but not a must. Make we continue for go.
Usai we dey draw the line with freedom of expression. Where do we draw the line? Because you get the way the law is being interpreted. Uda go determine within an incitement, within a provocative word, and usually it get for be with when it comes to politics. And like you talk about possession the other time, it depends on who that say am, how you say am. But in respecting the rights of citizens, we under the law, we all are the same people. The law for treat we the same. Where do we draw the line, even with citizens?
Yeah, well, in a dicey area, but it's also thin, and except from the human rights perspective, people will be able to understand the dynamics of like when they talk about freedom of expression and as against incitement. Now, let's just take the situation of let's take the two particular things that will happen. The case of the Secretary of the All People's Congress Party when Lansana Dumbuya, and the case of Zainab Sheriff where they don't already sentenced.
Yeah.
If you look at, you analyze a statement, you see a clear distinction on the area of expressing freedom of expression as against to inciting the public. If you look at Lansana Dumbuya in context, it squarely fall within the human rights domain as a freedom of expression. You hear me? But when you take Zainab Sheriff issue, you analyze and it don't go beyond that freedom of expression to a certain extent that it incite the action of individuals for take action against either a particular group of individuals the way they perceive. You hear me? So now just that kind of area we they look at the issue of expression. And in the field of human rights, we get a common principle what they always maintain. As anybody where they use or advocate violence, that person they do human rights work. Even if in the time for go do advocacy, the moment you use or advocate violence, that don't constitute human rights work. It don't go beyond the principles of human rights. So you will always maintain the principles of non-violence, whether by words and by conduct or actions. And
calling for the death of other people means you've gone beyond.
You don't go beyond the freedom of expression. Now that's just one. So now I cannot use any other analysis. Not just use this particular one. Now they set the foundation. So because already, as you do that one, let's take the example of Adebayo. You hear me? Adebayo is a private citizen. You know, say Adebayo dey. Where they make statement there. If they see people they come on at the street, then they go jump.
Yeah.
It make what is people then go down the street who lost 27 lives and 6 police officers. It make people then go to who lost about 6 lives na Makeni, na the generator Saga. It make what is again who lost houses then burn the police station na Tumbo. You see, then kind of statement and the way they ignite public action. Now it refer to as say it incite the public for cause harm or damage. The moment you go to that kind of level, you reach that level, it don't go beyond the threshold of freedom of expression.
Okay, so within the human rights law, which I completely agree, because at the end of that space there, and that space they are the work, and that space they are the and me living, you know, my job is multifaceted. There are many disciplines them. Excuse me. Many disciplines them where they can sign a job, right? I agree, absolutely agree with what they say. there are borderlines where the first principle, first of all, in any space of advocacy or campaign or whatever, is not to cause harm. Anything you say should never cause harm, or anything wey come na you mouth not for resolve for cause harm. 100% agree. We no dey argue that side at all. So yaso, the key word, people them una continue for hold with me, or because I dey go some side with this thing. The key word wey dem hold Zainab for, not to about everything else wey he say, but now one word wey he use, the word kill them, right? Kill them, that word. And we can all agree that the use of that word easily can be interpreted to cause harm. Una watch me English show, I say easily can be interpreted to cause harm. Kill them. Una no for say na Africa we dey. Una no for say na salon we dey. Una no for say we get the way how we can talk na salon. According to una weto I dey go some side. According to the Minister of Communication, we get the way the way we dey talk na salon, where the word where we say not necessarily mean the literal translation of the word itself. Not also he say, if una want we can play that video there, that recording the way he say, you know, but we na is demand them. If I wake in the morning, I tell you say, but Adibo, for that lie way you lie for me, you no go wake in the morning. That no mean for say, I no want to make you no wake in the morning. I am telling you that thing way you do me, it vex me bad one. Not also he say, and so he say. So make we hold Zainab in own words say, for kill them. We dey hold them and we dey go before, then me self na ya so now, go can give interpretation of wetin Zainab in own word mean in accordance to wetin the Minister of Communication, the status communication person, the press status communication person, the presidential advisor or whatever, according to wetin they interpret am and say na idiomatic expression. Myself, they can't give me your idiomatic expression, and at the end of the day, like I say, we are aiming to build bridges. Just like we build bridges with the others, let us see how we can build bridges with this one. Wanna make we go.
I want Parliament to pass a law that says that anybody who find guilty of stealing that kind of money at NRA, therefore impose death penalty on them. Society, they change things by how they feel about it, and how society feels about a crime is how they choose to punish it.
So what do you feel like we can do differently for let we become successful in the fight against corruption?
Let me just be more seriously. Maybe let me introduce death penalty for every corruption that has to deal with public resources. Okay, so for example, I am doing an investigation at NRA where 630 billion euros was stolen. Okay? Now this is the lifeblood of the country.
So how far you don't go with the investigation?
Hey, wait, no. Wait. I say we depend on now. Now, I want Parliament to pass a law that says that anybody who find guilty of stealing that kind of money at NRA, therefore impose death penalty on them. You know why? You know why?
No.
To show how seriously we feel about this. Not the first time this will be talk about stealing at NRA. Not the first time this will be talk about stealing in public offices. Not the first time we talk about stealing in different places. Okay? Just like I tell you, until we make corruption expensive, everybody will be willing to buy it. But the more expensive, simple economics, the more expensive, the less the demand. because not everybody can afford it. Right now, it's too cheap. I am very certain in my mind that if that does not change, if that did not change, we make society, they change things by how they feel about it. And how society feels about a crime is how they choose to punish it. You understand? If that punishment regime not change, we start holding people for 35 years imprisonment for corruption. We start jailing people to be deprived of their family for a minimum of 10 years with no option of a fine. If we not set the examples, then they can't have. But they will grab, they say, I can read them journalists in the radio. Hey, Ben Kaifala, not to jail them. Ben Kaifala has no power to jail anybody. We're not going to tell the judiciary for jail them.
You can hear people and they say, hey, Ben Kaifala, no, they jail them. Ben Kaifala has no power to jail anybody. Una go tell the judiciary them. Waiting is say, he say if you make corruption expensive, then people will lose the appetite to engage in corrupt practices. He said the more expensive the goods, the less people have the appetite to buy it. He said he wants make parliament make him a law for make anybody with thief state resources, make them kill them. He say anybody with thief state resources, he say if you give him 10 years without he not get access to his family, 35 years without he not get access to his family, he said the appetite for corruption will be lessened. It go diminish. It go done. He is a lawmaker saying this. A lawmaker. A man way astute in the law. We read law. We understand the tenets of the law. The ins and outs. Right? Na Incitement talk so bamba odena public. Is what he said pardonable or forgivable or pushed aside because of the position where he hold? Is what he said more valid, right? Get more weight and more agreeable and acceptable within humanities, within the PPRC rules and regulation, just because of imposition, and therefore it is excusable? A question I ask you. The one where he not go law school, in layman terms, he talk within he talk. He say them people and them family there, he say they not even get right for live and breed as normal Sierra Leone, and he say not for kill them. So he say, oh. In the interpretation of Ben Kaifala as the ACC commissioner, he said he want make parliament pass a law for execute anybody where they find wanting of corruption. He said until people then begin get 10, 35 years sentencing without access to their family and it becomes very expensive, he said corruption will continue. We all agree, corruption don't spoil we country. Corruption are the thing where we need for bring to 0.0 or 0 if we can. We know we cannot bring it to 0 because even at the Western world it does exist. Let us be honest to ourselves. But na the level, na minimal. Right? Because like he says, over here where they ketchup and corruption, it is a very expensive gamble. You go pay. And you will pay seriously. So make we hold then 2 statements then they. Because now we know say we don't then at the point where they don't hold Zainab Sheriff, they don't accuse them of this, that, and the other. It don't appear in a court 5 term without bail. That is the point we are at right now. 5 term without bail. The 6th time will be the time that they say, then they pass judgment. Let us go.
They will continue for carry on. Now an advocacy group, okay? Now an advocacy group. So for us, every woman's organization should have been here. One for land, for sea, what's in the happen. Okay? We are here because we want to follow what justice is. Okay, so I just plead with His Excellency, the President, Brigadier Julius Madabio, for show compassion and grant clemency. I believe some of the only hope that we get now. We as advocates, as mothers, sisters, for Zainab. We don't want, the lawyers will do what they have to do, but we are begging for clemency. We don't want to see her in jail. Thank you.
Okay. So now remember, now this was following the sentencing of Zainab Sheriff, where the judge or magistrate, me don't know if not be magistrate or judge, Brian Aja, sentenced Zainab to what everyone has called the harshest, and heaviest of sentencing, 4 years and 2 months na jail, because they say waiting is say na incitement. Remember say I been don't tell una how this thing begin. First, she comes out and she declares a movement and say it is time women take the front seat. She names a list of names then. Second interview, they ask and say, you don't name them 2 people there, so why? He say, may for start with them 2 people there, so first of all, they're not supposed for dinner with politics. Me not see them as leaders. She's entitled to who she choose to see as a leader or not see as a leader. She's a private citizen. She's a Sierra Leonean. But members say, that talk the way it talk to bring about a silent battle. Okay? The first silent battle has said be a national battle. The second silent battle, because he call name them, he omit some name them. The second silent battle begin. Now, it come now to an individual battle because he call name them. Inside this individual battle, so, right? There was an overt battle that was happening, and there was a covert battle that was happening. The overt battle where they're happening, everybody know who that been the wage that overt battle day. It is very obvious. You don't need to pretend, okay? The covert battle where they happen, the person in not talk, but there was an overt battle happening, taking place on their behalf because they have the way within to wage that overt battle day without they not say anything. Now, this was amplified at the moment gathering where they interview Zainab Sheriff, where he make a statement that inferred. Remember, you know, for saying they talk about we be. Where inferred say there has been a stealing of an election. And so therefore, moving forward, anybody will therefore mess with the sanctity of people then vote. He say that person there or them people then they were involved. He say the family not foresee the light of day. Remember the word that I am saying. I said the light of day. That now gave the state an open opportunity, a carte blanche, Because remember, everything she had said so far as a private citizen, not breach anything at that point. She's just expressing her opinion and going about her movement. But there was a particular word that she used, right? Where indirectly infer or directly infer that there has been something has happened. And because that thing has happened, we can never allow it to repeat itself again. Remember, she did not say it outrightly, but in the way she positioned her words, there was an inferral. And so, outrightly, the powers, the custodians, the guardians, the gatekeepers, then say, lie. This pikin don't chew more than she can swallow. It don't chew more than she can swallow. If we don't take it now, if we don't do it now, she would keep flapping her wings. We need to clip her wings now. And so the clipping of the wings began openly, because now she has gone on to say something that they can say, that they can use authoritatively now and say, according to the law books, the use of this particular word can bring about instability, can arouse the energy of the people. The people can listen, and because she has a followership, people listen to her. People listen to her, and so therefore, because people listen to her, they can take heed to what they say and put them into action now. So we need for make sure say she be punished for what he say. Because remember I say don't come off from a national, you go to a personal battle. But within this personal battle now been two people then, the battle. But at that moment meeting, he make an 3 person. The battle now became 3. And the powers that been, as soon as he creates that space there for make an 3, that is why you would see the likes of Nasu saying, the decision rests in hand. Because the inferrer of a statement could easily, because of what has been said in the ecosystem, in the environment, could easily be interpreted, say, even they talk to her directly. Indirectly. Even they refer to her indirectly. Easily. As alone we all come out. And so, advocates within the system now are now saying, okay, if this is how you choose to interpret it, that's fine. We dey beg for clemency. Because these 4 years and 2 months one I can't give so. Jokes aside, we all know what it's about. This is not about the dispensation of the law anymore. This is not about exercising the rule of law and fairness and equity and all that anymore. We know that. We know Saikomo. We know Sena personally komot. We know that there is a machine that is being oiled. And there is a generator that has been powered. And there is a holding that needs to be placed. Make we continue.
Earlier, you mentioned, the difference between, freedom of expression and incitements. Looking at the case between waiting Lansana Dumboya been say na den rally and waiting Zainab say na the same event. But there's this argument about waiting President say recently. Then say na I've been asked Kwame Mende Party for explaining to me actually. Where they say na joke na fun. How do we situate statement like that, and especially where they come up from a politician as well and the presidency? No,
if anybody say it's a joke, that is not a joke. And I say that one with all due respect to the person we discussed that with you. I get high respect for the president. And I hold on to high esteem. And that office where he gets, that office gets a role for playing in this country. And the seat where he gets, now a seat for the bridge people and bring people together. For a sitting president, for make that kind of statement, now in your own community, it's unfortunate and it's misleading. And mind you, the president is so powerful. If Adebayo, when a private citizen, Kinde na Holland or any side they make statement them or you say na what is people they listen they go take action where they lost 27 lives and 6 police officers, 6 youths that died na Makeni, born out and some people that died na Tombo. How much more a sitting president make that kind of statement? If they expose,
you understand the Mende?
I understand the Mende. Anybody will go vote for APC Naya, and not go wake tomorrow morning. Not go wake tomorrow morning. It mean a lot of things. That to me, by fact, you incite people against a whole community of a whole community of a political party. That you cannot tell me in this country that any side when a group day or SLBP day, nobody not for vote for APC. It's practically impossible because APC not to foreigners. APC as a party, not a foreign party. APC is a party in this country. The membership of the APC, they are Sierra Leoneans. And the same way so I talk and so, you get people that want APC members. You get people that want SLPP, PMDC, NDC, then they. And the constitution make it very clear that you get the right to freedom of association. You know they restrict people for associate anywhere wait for day.
In your estimation, it's an incitement?
By me own interpretation of when you look at from the human perspective, the statement of the president, not go at all. It incites in community as against anybody who they vote for APC. And secondly, they only incite, but they also threaten the legitimate rights for other citizens within that community. For go out there and ensure say they exercise their rights, their freedom of association. Wrong.
Can it be equated to what Zainab say? Is it at any level like that? Is it an incitement to that level?
Yeah, the statement look insightful, but the fact is that there are differences.
Okay.
Zainab Sheriff is a private citizen. The president is a sitting president and he gets immunity from prosecution.
I understand the prosecution.
I just want to make for listeners for me to understand.
Yeah.
That because somebody will talk to if he look insightful, then why he look insightful, then why would not go think say they go also hold the president accountable. But let people understand say no matter what, he is protected by the constitution. What you would think say the PPRC need for do is for hold the party accountable. So the party for take responsibility of the statement of the president.
Are you surprised that PPRC not come out with a statement in situation like that, especially where you agree and believe say it's insightful?
In a general statement, really generous. It's a generous statement from a sitting president. And besides, the president don't hold different positions in the global community. They take the ECOWAS seat as here. You don't go now different countries there for go preach peace. for go bring unity. And if you go preach peace, you bring unity, you cannot be seen making just sort of statement like that. Those are dangerous statements from a sitting president.
Those are dangerous statements from a sitting president. Last week, Nayaso at Sidom at Teluna say, I don't care who try for dilute the statement of the president and try for water them down to any form of idiomatic expression. Nayaso Asidon say, if you can take the statement of the president and water it down through a form of idiomatic expression, then you can equally take the statement of Zainab and water it down to a simple form of idiomatic expression at the candy at the end. Because as a sitting president, like the human rights person clearly say, the difference between Zainab Sheriff and the president is that immunity. In a city president, he gets immunity from prosecution. They can't prosecute him, right? Zainab Sheriff, na a private citizen, he not get that same immunity there. However, now that make her ask, Ben Kelfala as the anti-corruption boss is not free from is not he not get immunity if he do something way wrong during in tenure of office or say something way wrong during in tenure of office. Why was he not called to order? So now that make us say because of in office, does that give him justification? Does that justify it? I want make we watch one more video and then I can close. Make we listen to wetin Sidi Yahya say. And the only reason we make I can play the Sidi Yahya piece now because a lot of people have said Zainab na APC party belong. And to them, they have not seen the APC openly do anything. Like where the 100 lawyer them go show up for Lansana. They not see the same 100 lawyer then go show up for Zainab. Let's listen because I like to be fair and I like to be balanced on all sides. And then I go come.
Finally, Sidi, on this same press release, the APC say we wish to, the APC notes with deep concern and on a quick vocal objection that on this very day, the discussions on justice, governance, and national reconciliation were underway. The sentencing of Zainab Sheriff was carried out. The party views this development as deeply troubling, politically charged, and profoundly ill-timed. The action represents a serious affront on the integrity of the state, directly contradicts the spirit of dialogue and good faith engagement, and undermines confidence in the ongoing mediation and reconciliation process. Una mentioned this considering Zainab as a member of una party?
Well, Zainab was arrested because they say he makes statements that an event with an APC event. And we have never denied that Zainab is not a member of our party. But she categorically
you questioned the membership who are interviewing her the other time about her. You questioned a membership of the APC.
No.
You were not sure of a membership.
Yeah, my position.
Oh, you don't
at
sure
that
of a
time,
membership now?
Zainab is a member of APC. Zainab is a member of APC, even though she stated clearly, and I will repeat that the statement she made was not made on behalf of the APC, and my position was she was not invited as a speaker on that particular event, so we were not supposed to have been charged as a political party.
But she was there as a member of the party, right? Can you confirm that she was?
Yes, she was. Okay. She was there as a member of the party. Yes, she was, and we get her on our database as confirmed by our Secretary General after that event day that she is a member of the APC.
So they ask in this position, una make am in solidarity of her as a member of the party, because throughout the court process, did the party provide representation for her in courts, or una stand with them, una defend them?
Throughout the hearing, the party leadership been there attend, we party lawyers that be there attend, but clearly it be hire a private law firm for representation. So we party lawyers that be did for help, but of course they not go stand in the way of the law firm with Zainab hire for representation na court. But of course our party lawyers were there in court every day at the highest level. And of course, we serve as a political party representatives. Then they go every day, where they are every time maybe they appear court. So we were always there to give her the support. But what to make we put that statement really? I mean, here we are. We are talking about national cohesion. We are talking about peace, and we are talking about moral guarantors coming in let we get discussions over disagreement. And we are talking about, all of these things. And then the very day when the people that step in for let we start the discussion, here we are, we get a sentencing of that nature, for statements which somebody make, when we've had people in government making statements that are even graveyard on which Zainab made. So this now that make we put this in the press release for draw the attention of not only the Sierra Leoneans, but the international community also, as to some of the things that we would talk about, where they strain the relationship between we and government.
So una stand with waiting is say nada event day, una stand by him and agree with waiting is say, or una they disassociate una self in any way?
We know they condone any statement we person they make where go be seen as hateful or insightful. But we also feel say, when you did dispense justice, it will be fair and also be selective. And in this case, we they see a lot of selective justice. They happen at this country, and we not feel say that are the way we forgo as a nation.
Okay.
Okay, so I been just want to make sure say I bring this part calm, because like I say, a lot of people there, maybe because the APC not come out boldly and say, but when they look at the court hearings, them they see people the way they go, they absolutely you see a lot of APC party people them na Zainab been hearing always. They are there, they are very visible, then they make the camera, then they make sure say then they catch them. But here me know it's come now for talk about political party, the involvement of political party. I want close with talking as Sierra Leoneans, as individual. Zainab na is Sierra Leonean. We get the right for associate. We get the freedom for participate and associate as he please. The president na a Sierra Leonean, a sitting president. We also get the right for talk and associate. But we not get the right for tell people them who that and who side, to who that them for associate and with who that them for associate. And in his speech, that was clearly implied. Say, na ya un for associate. And if people them we not associate na ya so, it mean to say, they not team up for we. And like where the Human Rights Commission person say, at any point, we say something we get the tendency for cause harm, we don't cross the line. So yes, we are agreeing that the use of the word kill was crossing of the line for Zainab. The use of the word "dengo die" was crossing of the line for the president. Abdul Kadir Kaikai once often been saying, if I am not given the flag bearer position, I will wage war worse than the last one na Sierra Leone. This na be an SLPP person in talk that word day. Did he cross the line? Did he cross the line of incitement towards incitement or incitement? What stand or position did the state take? The First Lady, in her own words, he say any man wey they catch, where they accuse of rape, they for strip her naked and beat her before the girl picking them and before they forget the police involved. What sort of application of justice is that? Even more, she said, they believe say anybody when a SLPP, naina the true Sierra Leonean. Is there something of the sort called a true Sierra Leonean because you belong to a political party where the constitution say you get right for associate? Was she called to order? Or what? Or is she also as a first lady under immunity and he get right for say that? Was that also an idiomatic expression that only those belonging to the Sierra Leone People's Party are true Sierra Leoneans? So me will not belong any side. Me Sierra Leoneanness or me Sierra Leonean being a Sierra Leonean becomes invalid? I not recognized because I not belong? Or if I choose for belong other side, it invalidates me Sierra Leoneanness? But with all of that, Sierra Leone chose to look the other way. The ACC boss is a corrupt official who steals public funds are effectively, should face the death penalty. They deserve the harshest punishment, including death. He even asked for the parliament make them into law. Is he exempt for saying those words because of the office where he holds? And so we choose to look the other way and we say it's an idiomatic expression. Jimmy Batilo Songa, the current chairman of the SLPP, just a couple of weeks ago, saying no more APC, no more APC, no more APC in this country. When people have the freedom of association, the freedom of belonging, what did he mean by that? No more of the existence of a political party. And for make that political party they exist, people have to belong to that political party. It takes human being belonging to that political party to form the existence of that political party. Or else it just remains a symbol. What exactly he mean by that? Was that also an idiomatic expression? And if that was an idiomatic expression and can be excused as such, kakaskata. Una know they call him by real name now. So when because that is the name everybody knows him for, even though he's got a real name. So excuse me, Sana, that is the name all man they call you kakaskata. He says, I want all SLPP all APC to die. Say, I want all APC to die. What in kakaskata we mean by that? When people have right to association, people have right to belong. What in it mean by that? Was that also an idiomatic expression? And if all of them people there also would only so, they're all from the same political party. Don't say all them things they are so. And we can excuse this as just saying, as just words, as just banter. We don't mean anything within the society. Not just tough talk. Not just political banter. Can we, in good conscience also, excuse what Zainab Sheriff said as an idiomatic expression and just political banter for fair play, for equity, for fair justice? Because in my humble opinion, just as the Minister of Communication, the State House communication person, Mike Bewa, and Alpha Khan sat on several national medium and talk say these were mere idiomatic expression. They not for take the word literally. Can I also say in good conscience, waiting Zainab Sheriff say, like when una say, you know, if somebody do you bad, when you don't vex, you can tell the person, say, in vexation, so you go die in the morning. Not mean for say you mean, say, the person go die in the morning. Not just an expression of how angry you are. Let me also say, what Zainab was saying in saying, make them kill them all and their family. It means that at no point in time, these people should be allowed to take on position of power. At no point in time, that family should be allowed to govern anymore in Sierra Leone. At no point in time, these people should be put in situations of authorities where they can make decisions. Na dande na biyon idiomatic expression. That's what she meant. Just like the communication minister say, it wasn't a literal. So myself na ya, they say, waiting Zainab say, it wasn't a literal killing. It was the killing, the death of their existence within political spaces. Not the death of their existence as human beings. Can we agree on that? Not the death of their existence as human beings, breathing and living entities. Breathing and living Homo sapiens. But the death of their existence to be allowed within the corridors of power. That is what she meant. Can we agree on that idiomatic expression? And if that idiomatic expression is suitable as a justification and validly accepted for what the president said, can my explanation of what Zainab Sheriff said be understood and be validly accepted for what she said? And can she, as we all collectively as Sierra Leonean, have decided to go soft and easy with those whom we have entrusted to lead us, can we also grant that clemency, that brotherly love and sisterly love to Zainab Sheriff by bridging and building that bridge off? In all literally say waiting he mean. Now this he mean. And so therefore, can she be set free and let go? And let us all live in harmony of waiting we say, not to you we mean. An idiomatic expression. Can we agree on that? Because you see, this power that we hold so dear, this power that was given to us to use with humility and humbleness, is just for a period of time. It rotates. It rotates. It is never stagnant. It is evergreen. It is ever evolving. Today now you sit down at that chairly. Today you feel to say you know the beginning and the end. But tomorrow it can be someone else. We go feel to say himself at the beginning and the end. So how about we all stop feeling as though at some point we will be the beginning and the end, and start looking at ourselves as this is a privilege granted to me by the Almighty. Let me make good use of it, so that when it is all said and done, when I meet my Maker, he can say, thou well, good and faithful servant. When it is all said and done, when I look my fellow citizen, my fellow Sierra Leonean in the eye, they can say, you try, you do your own, kushe, tenki, kabo. I rest my case. Until next week. Unotata.
Say make we drive Kushna Salone, but we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do when we bother them, they die. Push them down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or waiting then they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up and kush. We say bring this message so you too work for you.
Every day we dey lost it, man, the